Welcome back in. Tickets are selling out fast for a chance to win the 2024 St. Jude Dream Home in Lexington. In fact, we have just about 1,800 left. We have a number of sponsors who have teamed up with us to provide some really great additional prizes as well this year. And for one Central Kentucky business, supporting St. Jude is deeply personal for the Rahimi family because they owe their little girl's life to the Memphis-based hospital. At Grace Rug Gallery in Brannon Crossing, Hassan Rahimi has built a business on giving back.
Every penny counts.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever we can do to participate, to be part of St. Jude is my goal.
He has stacks and stacks of beautiful rugs, and this year, one lucky winner who tours the St. Jude Dream Home could win one of his rugs. For Rahimi and his wife Christina, their support for St. Jude is very personal.
We noticed that my daughter Ariana was having difficulty concentrating and having headaches and being very thirsty all the time.
In 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, Ariana was diagnosed with diabetes insipidus, also called water diabetes. During that diagnosis, an MRI found a possible cancerous tumor on her pituitary gland. A family friend helped them find their way to Memphis.
And we ended up in St. Jude, where the treatment began immediately after we arrived.
Doctors chose chemo to shrink the tumor, but she would eventually need surgery and in total 4 rounds of chemo and 20 days of radiation. Mom Christina still gets emotional thinking about being embraced by the staff at St. Jude.
And as soon as we walked in, the head of radiation, Dr. Merchant, came and greeted us. So we were welcome. It was 2 days before Thanksgiving as well.
It has been 4 years since that frightening time. The Rahimis say St. Jude made them feel like their daughter was the only one who mattered in that moment.
She has definitely felt the kindness. I mean, the nurses, the doctors, they took care of her, and she loved it. She loved being spoiled. And
Ariana still has some health challenges. Holding Blueberry, her stuffed poodle, she is quick to tell you what she thinks of the place that saved her life.
Really thankful that we found St. Jude.
The Rahimis are choosing to share their story because they've seen firsthand how the dollars raised through the Dream Home giveaway support families like theirs. And it's why they hope Ariana's story inspires you to buy a ticket.
I can assure you, the money that you donate, whatever the amount is going to go to a good cause. That I can assure you.
And I think sometimes we think that St. Jude is so far away that we forget that it really does serve sometimes folks right here at home with us in Central Kentucky, and they are a perfect example of that.
Obviously, you know, where people turn for hope in a very tough time.
Well, you can tour the St. Jude Dream Home for yourself this weekend. It is part of the Grand Tour of Homes, and that house will be open Saturday and Sunday from noon until 5. And if you'd like to get one of those tickets for a chance to win it, they are $100, and all you have to do is scan that QR code that you see right now on your screen.